Recruiter here to review your resumes. This is a resume of a software engineer intern, and this is a garbage resume because they told me it is a garbage resume. This person, it takes them over 150 applications to get a single interview. So this is a very bad resume, and I'm here to tell you why it's bad, how to fix it so that you can get a job, an internship, a full-time role. I do everything from software engineers to accountants to whatever else starts with a Z. I guess a zebra handler. But like the reason most of this is tech is in a downturn. We are in a recession, and whoo boy, it's tougher to get a tech job now than it was in the last 10 plus years. So most of the resumes sent to me are tech. So what is good and bad about this? I don't know yet, but we're about to find out. So what do we need for a software engineer intern? We need degree. I just need to see that you're currently enrolled. I need to see one of the following languages, right? It doesn't have to be all of them, just one or two of them. So Java, C++, Go, TypeScript, and then JavaScript, HTML. Whoops, that's wrong. That should be HTML, CSS, there we go, Python or C#. Then I need to see SQL, APIs, cloud, and API, and AI. Sorry, my brain is not working today. I'm a little out of it. So these reviews may miss stuff, but guess what? If your recruiter misses stuff in your resume, that's kind of something that you need to fix, because in real life, when a recruiter reviews these resumes, they may have their dog barking, they may not have no sleep, they may be sick. It doesn't matter. All that matters is that you need to get past them and the hiring manager, which, by the way, my advice is for both the recruiter and the hiring manager. And when people follow my advice, they get a 1 in 7 interview application ratio. So that is for every 7 applications they send, they get 1 interview. There's an asterisk for fully remote and international roles, but that is the ratio. So we need some of the tech. Then we need, and this is what every single intern messes up on, I swear, the ability to work well with others and take direction and criticism. We are not looking for leadership. We are not looking just for scrappy go-getters. We are looking for someone that can do the boring basic work, that can take instructions, that we can say, hey, your code is bad and you need to fix it. Instead, sometimes you say that and the intern will go and in rage mode and punch the monitor. You don't want that. So if you're an intern, and this is only for interns, once you're doing a full-time role, you don't need this. You need to show me, not tell me, show me that you can work well with others and take direction and criticism. So this person, I am assuming, has almost none of this stuff because they have 150 applications to 1 interview ratio. That is the only note they told me. So let's see what is good and garbage about this. 20 seconds is on the clock. That is the only amount of time recruiters have. And go. Okay. Formatting's off. This doesn't matter. This has nothing I want. Shipped launch critical iOS features as one of 2, taking the app from 0 to 5K. This doesn't matter. Garbage. Delivered 20 onboarding engagement. Why do I care? I don't. Monetized. You're an intern. And time. So this person made a couple of errors. I'd say the 2 critical ones that I'm going to explain everything else for is they did not understand the difference between a keyword and a qualification, and they tried to brag. So I'm going to do that in reverse order. Bragging on your resume does not work. I know every single person is advising you that you need to show how good you are. You need to prove that you are better than everybody else, and that's false. In the resume, that's a lie. You don't need that. You do need it in the interview. So once you get an interview, that is where you prove you are better than other people, because you do need to do it, but you can't do it in the resume. The resume is not built for it. It's like trying to get, I don't know. It's like trying to, cook barbecue with your refrigerator. You can't cook a barbecue on the refrigerator. It doesn't work. The refrigerator's job is to freeze and cool stuff, not heat them up. So that is one critical thing, is they kept trying to brag, like reviews at 4.7 and 0 to 5K users and 500 app stores and 20 delivered onboarding. None of that matters. It's all garbage. It doesn't matter. Now in the interview, then you can brag, right? The interview is where you do that. So that is the one big thing they did. The other is they misunderstood qualifications and keywords. So I completely said, this had nothing I am looking for. And a lot of you were like, what are you talking about, Lee? That is everything you were looking for right there in your list. And I'd say, no, those are keywords, not qualifications. So a keyword is what the hiring manager wants. It is right here in this list. This is what the hiring manager wants. This is the keyword. A qualification is a keyword, so it has to include what the hiring manager wants, plus how you used it, plus the non-technical reason you used it that your grandparent could understand. And that is not hyperbolic. It is, you need to make it understandable to a layman. So that is, a skills section does not count, because it does not show me how you did it, it does not show me why you did it, and it does not show me where you did it. So this skill section does not count, because it has to do what, how, why, where. Where is just under a job or an internship or a project. That's the only thing where is. So they don't have anything I have here, which has caused them to have a large amount of hot dogs in their resume, which again, let me explain. So I want you to imagine that you're hungry. You go to Headless Headhunter's Hamburger Hut and you say, hello, Headless Headhunter's Hamburger Hut. I would like a singular hamburger, please. And the waiter said, all right, honey, coming right up. You just want a hamburger real quick? And you go, yes, strangely Southern waiter in Southern California. I would like a single hamburger. So they say, all right, coming right up. Let me get you that real quick at Headless Headhunter's Hamburger Hut. So they go back to the kitchen and they bring you back a plate of hot dogs. And they say, here's your hamburger. And you go, no, these are hot dogs, not hamburgers. I wanted a hamburger, not a hot dog. Why did you give me a hamburger? What is this? And they would say, well, I assure you, honey, these are the best hot dogs you ever had in your life. Best hot dogs south of the Mississippi, left of the Mississippi, and right of the Mississippi. Ain't no one does hot dogs better than Headless Headhunter's Hamburger Hut. And if you really think about it, a hot dog is like a hamburger, because a hot dog has meat just like a hamburger, a hot dog has bun just like a hamburger, and a hot dog can't have the same accoutrement as a hamburger like ketchup, mustard, tomato. So these are the best hot dogs you will ever have, and I want you to enjoy them. And you would say, I'm leaving because I wanted a hamburger, not a hot dog. You got my order wrong, and they would walk away. And that is the exact same problem here. 0 to 5K users in 500 plus app stores, hot dog. Delivered 20 plus onboarding engagement screens with gesture-driven Swift UIs. I'd say Swift UI could be a hamburger, but the rest of this is hot dogs. Monetize. Why do I care that you monetized? I don't. I care that you used, in this case, I guess it would be Java, I think it was. I forgot what iOS uses. That's on me. But there's a list somewhere here. Like, I want to know the basic language you have. You did not tell me. I want to see that you've done SQL. Oh, you didn't tell me. I want to see that you've done some APIs. You didn't tell me. I want to see that you've done cloud. You didn't show me. I want to see that you've done a little bit of AI. I don't see that. And you know what I don't see? I don't see that you can work well together with others. And I don't see that you can take direction and criticism. And that is why you have 150 plus ratio. When my advice gets people a 1 in 7, it's because you are trying to give me a resume filled with hot dogs of stuff that I am not looking for. I need full sentences that say, created a iOS feature using Java, SQL, RESTful APIs in an AWS environment to deliver agentic agentic agents to our customers. So they could click on pictures of cats without lag. That sentence alone would almost get you an interview. The next sentence, though, needs to be worked with a team of 4 where we went over each other's code in TypeScript and Python to correct it before our next meeting so that our code would be accurate. That also would be how you take direction and criticism and work well with others. But I don't see that. So when I'm looking at this resume, what I do see, also this relevant coursework is never relevant. That just doesn't matter. What I do see is a resume that is entirely blank because I cannot use any of this. So the reason you're getting rejected is not that you're trying to show not that you're worse than anybody. It's not that you haven't shown people you're good enough. It's that you have shown me you have nothing on here. None of this is related. Remember, this part doesn't count. I need to show how you did it. So nothing, 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 nothing. Oh, hey, GitHub Action, CI/CD. That's a bonus. Cool. So this is why you've gotten rejected despite having a lot of impressive projects, because what is impressive doesn't matter. Boring and basic does. I know that's not an interesting answer, but it's what gets you interviews. So I want you to take this resume and I want you to delete it. All right? Because right now this resume is making you sad and I do not like that. I want you to use this formatting. This is how you do it. The link is in the description below. And if you use this formatting and you show me how you did, what you did, and why you did it in a way that is understandable to a layman, you will be happy rather than sad, because I want you to get a job. Because make no mistake, we are in a recession. It is harder now to get a job than it has been in the last 10 years. It's insanely difficult. That is why you should follow the methods to get a 1 in 7 so you can actually get a job. Because even if you get a 1 in 7 interview ratio, you still need to get about probably 13 interviews before you secure an offer. That's about the average it takes somebody, is about 13 interviews. And that offer could get pulled because of the economy. So that's all I can do for this resume. Before we go to the next one, I just want to say thank you very much to my members for supporting this channel. My members get access to my videos early, and they also get access to the past live streams. I just want to say thank you for keeping this channel alive. Your financial support lets me keep doing this and helping everybody else for free. So thank you very much to my members. And if anybody wants to join to keep this channel alive, you can do so in the link below. And if anybody wants their resume reviewed, they can join the live stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter and type !raffle in the chat so that you have a chance to get your resume reviewed by me, because there's a lot of people that need help and I am going to help as many people as I can. So with that said, let's go to the next resume. So this is a full stack software engineer. This person has stated they get a 1 in 100, and they have been seeing some improvement since I started improving my resume, but not getting as many interviews. So I am expecting them to need to fix some stuff, but at least this is probably a salvageable resume rather than a completely delete it and yeet it type of resume. So let's see. What do we need for a full stack? We need degree, TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. If you do not have that, you are probably not going to get moved forward. Yes, it is that important. Yes, everybody has it. Yes, that does not matter. You need it. If everybody has it in your resume, you need to put it on twice. That's the rule. RESTful APIs or REST APIs, SQL, any, cloud, any of those, but you do have to be specific. You can't just say cloud. Backend, Python, C#, .NET, or Java, React, React Native, Git or GitHub, CI/CD, Agile, DevOps, and extra credit for AI stuff. Again, you don't need to say anything crazy with AI, but a lot of companies do want you to be able to use those tools, at least until the bubble pops. So 20 seconds is on the clock. This is 100 to 1, so let's see what we can do to make it better. Formatting wise, it's a little off. There's a gap here, right there. There should be a gap there, so that's a slight thing. But regardless, let's start and go. Implemented a system and managing permissions for this doesn't matter. Governing could edit member, but why did you do that? Migrated the platform to a single page app using React and Next.js, reducing the time required to launch customer facing forms. That one's good. Architect audibly using Azure Cloud, .NET RESTful API. Select there instantly, but why? Built-in OOP Excel parser. This is a hot dog and time. Okay, so I am seeing a little bit of flaws here. First things first, your formatting, like I said, slight error. There should be a gap between this and this. The second thing is there are two most important things in applying for a job, which I did not cover in the first one. It is the quality of your resume, which is basically how accurate it is to the role, and the speed at which you apply. And those two things together are how you get a job. If you only have one of those, it doesn't work. If you have a resume that is phenomenal, but you apply late, doesn't count. If you apply early, but your resume is garbage, you won't get an interview. You need both of those in equal measure. So the first thing I will say is make sure you are applying to roles within the first 100 people. If you are not within the first 100 people, you are probably going to get yeeted and deleted. How to do that is in the link below. So I wanted to let that known in case this person's problem is not just the resume, but is they're not applying fast enough. Because your speed does matter. That is why, and my guide covers this, is you tailor your resume to a job title, not a job itself, and then use that job title resume to mass apply. So first things first, I don't like your why here. Managing permissions for 200 live users, this number is irrelevant. Governing who could edit, organize, manage members, and create forms based on their role. Why did you do that? Why was it important they did that? That is the answer that I'm looking for. Why is it important that they could manage those roles? What was the point of that? That is the what, or that is the why that I'm looking for. Because if you went to your grandmother, right? Remember, even though I think in this case my grandfather probably wouldn't know more than my grandmother if they were still with us. If you went to your grandmother and you went, implemented a system in C#, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, managing permissions for 200 live users, governing who could edit, manage members, create forms based on the role, they would be confused, right? Like, I want you to say, for our X's website, I implemented blah, 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 so that it would be X. Like, why was it important that they could govern who edits it? What was the point to the business? That is what you're looking for. What was the business reason that you did that? And the business reason wasn't that you could govern who edits, organize, and manage. It was whatever reason they asked you to do that. That is what I need to know. So this is not a very good one. Second, you have a lot of bullet points on this. And I know you were there for a while, but it was a co-op. I don't think you need this many bullet points. Like, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a job you've been at less than 2 years, and it's an internship co-op. Like, you could probably get away with this with 3 to 4 max. Like, I would rather you said something like implemented, or like created a whatever, right? I don't know what you created. Created a system using C#, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, and SQL in an Azure environment, an Azure cloud environment, so our customers could have easier access to our website. Like, that is what I want. And you do want to mention cloud up here. It is very possible that they are digging through this and they don't think that you put cloud. Cloud is big. So cloud should be, this Azure should be up here. And you can also put C#/.net, and that counts as one keyword for this, right? Because if you see it, I have it up here. It says C#.net. So the C#.net can be here as well, which you have the here. So this sentence should probably be created a blank in C#.net, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, SQL, in an Azure cloud environment, so that blankety blank. And that would also remove this sentence. And then you could just put REST APIs like here, right? And then this, see, already this is like, I'd rather TypeScript be up here too. Again, the order for this is a little off. Like, I'd rather you said created a system in C#.net, TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, in an Azure cloud environment, and then SQL can be here. So to repeat, C#.net and TypeScript are in the first one. SQL should be in the second one. REST API should be in the second one. TypeScript should be in the first one. And then the third bullet point should be a combination of what's left in this. And again, why does it matter that you replicated production? Like, you don't need to tell me that you replicated production. You can just say to build faster and ship with fewer deployment. In fact, you could just say to ship with fewer deployment failures. Like, you need to cut out the unnecessary language. Your resume needs to be short and sweet. So these are the things I would recommend. A, make sure you're applying within the first 100. B, fix your first sentence by adding those things. C, cut out some of this unnecessary stuff, and I still need to know why you did the first sentence you did. So it does not shock me that this person is not getting a 1 in 7 yet. I will say, because of the Canadian market, this might be another asterisk, is it's probably going to be a 1 in 15, just because, like, there's just not as many jobs in Canada as there are in the US. And if you are applying to a place that you are not living in, you need to, down here, put moving to X by Y date, can move earlier sooner, because willing to reload is a red flag. So let's go to the next resume. This is a resume of an SOC analyst. They said they've been searching for an SOC analyst role, 5 years in government. So they have a 1 in 100, which, depending on how many years of experience you have, is probably really, really bad. Cause, like, yeah, I wouldn't say this is a hot market, but it's a okay market, right? Like, it's not garbage, but it's not great. It's like mid. It's a mid market, I think. Although if you have a security clearance, it might be a little bit different. So what do we need for an SOC analyst / cybersecurity analyst? We need degree, certs, CM, network systems, NIST, ISO, anything from that part of the list. I don't want to read all of that. Security, firewalls, troubleshooting DNS, MITRE attacks, communicate technical details to a non-technical audience, threat hunting and threat detection. And nice to have is Python, Bash, CI/CD, and Cloud. So let's see what we've got here. Let's put 20 seconds on the clock. And they have a 1 in 100 ratio. So go. Oh, I hate this formatting. Okay. Oh my gosh. What? Okay. I don't know if people can see this. I have to scroll in. Analyze user network logs. That one's okay. Hot dog. Time. Okay, but you have a what? Okay. So I'm confused by most of this resume. Also, again, this is 125% compared to this, which is what normally I view resumes as. I have to zoom this in because I can barely read this. I understand stuff is getting cut off, but this is bad formatting. So I'm very confused by this resume. This part makes sense to me, right? Coordinate enterprise, but like it doesn't, like, I'm just kind of confused because I don't know what you did. I don't know how relevant this is to this. And these are the projects, but the projects only have, let's see, what the amount of keywords I have is like one, maybe one. And I need a minimum of 3, a maximum of 6. And then we get down to here. And I like the fact that you were the primary liaison between agency and technical teams to troubleshoot, but the rest of it is just not relevant. It's a hot dog, right? 100 employees is a bit hot doggy. And this reads like it's a hot dog because this reads like it's adjacent to an SOC, but you're doing like risk assessments, but it reads like you're not doing cybersecurity risk assessments. It reads like you're doing like financial risk assessments or something. And this is, again, a hot, like, there's just not much here. And then I'm kind of confused because you said you've been in the government for 5 years, but this is only 2 years and this is only 1. This is 3 years. I don't know where the 5 is coming from. You know, like, I like this one down here, which I don't think people can even read. But my problem is like, A, the formatting is atrocious. B, almost every sentence only has one keyword when I need a minimum of 3, a maximum of 6. Like, where is the NIST? Where is the ISO? Where is the security firewalls and stuff. I think I saw troubleshooting. Where is the MITR attacks? Where is the DNS? Where is the CMs, the network, the systems work? Where's the threat hunting and threat detection? Like, again, I'm very confused what you did, because also it was the information tech coordinator and chief office services. Just say the government agency. I don't need to know what you were from, because like I'm very confused by what it did. So I want you to redo this resume and make it more relevant and more readable, because part of this problem is I just can't read this. This is really, really difficult to read because of the font, the spacing, and how it looks. And then up here, are these relevant? The paralegal one isn't. The bachelor's is. And like, I know there's a lot of cybersecurity stuff, but are these related? I mean, the cybersecurity one, maybe, because the people who read this have to know that it's related. And I don't think this what matters. The CompTI could matter. I think that's nice. Then I don't know if this one matters, and I don't know what FEMA matter. What is FEMA? What is that? What is this? Actually, I'm googling this right now. FEMA is into the national. Wait, what? FEMA, like National Disaster and Emergency Relief. That's completely irrelevant, unless that's not what you were doing. I don't understand what these are. Like, this is my problem with this resume, is it's completely incomprehensible. Like, you don't show, like, I need you to go back and I need you to delete it, and I need you to do stuff that is relevant, because like maybe these are relevant to the roles, but I would not know that, which is why you're getting rejected. So keep your formatting like this, and then make bullet points that include this, because if it's not this, it doesn't matter. Next, resume. This is a backend Java developer. We need Java, Spring, Spring Boot, Maven, SDLC, SQL, RESTful API, or REST APIs, microservices, CI/CD, object-oriented programming, Git, Linux, Unix, Agile, Scrum, Cloud, architecting or systems work, Hibernate, Docker, Kubernetes, and Kafka, and rare but nice to have is all that other stuff. We do not know this person's ratio. They just started applying. They do have a top secret clearance. However, they are targeting FANG and product companies. So the top secret, you should have two resumes, one with the top secret clearance, one without it. Cause like, I don't think like FANG would care for top secret clearance. Like, again, like if you have it, it's great for roles that require it, but it's a hot dog for roles that don't. So you may want two roles. Cause like, I can't imagine Meta would want it. Like, I just don't think they do that. What? They're going to immediately list today. They have a lot of top secret clearances. Ooh, deja vu. So, let's see if this would work or not, because we do not know the ratio. So, 20 seconds is on the clock. And go. Redis, data after this hot dog. Spring batch, hot dog, doesn't matter except for PostgreSQL. Doesn't matter. All right, time. I would assume this is not a Java developer. I actually saw it right at the end of the 20 seconds. So this resume doesn't really work for a couple of reasons. One, you need your education at the top. Your education should be here. If you graduated with a relevant degree, your education is here. That's non-negotiable. If you did not graduate, or your degree is in something that is not related, then you can put it at the bottom. Second off, this formatting is very hard to read. Again, this is what the recruiter reads. This is all they could get to. And it's just filled with a lot of hot dogs. And why is it that as a Java developer, I don't see Java until the fourth bullet point? I want to see in the first bullet point Java. And I don't know what you did. This resume is incomprehensible to the layman. The people at FANG are not going to probably go through with this. They might give you an online assessment, but sometimes they give everybody online assessments. So like, I don't think you really get an interview with them, because like, I don't know what you did. And by the way, my advice has gotten people jobs at Fang. Particularly Microsoft seems to be the one, and I believe Amazon at once or twice. But mostly it seems to be at least Microsoft that it definitely works at. Um, but like, what did you do? I don't know. You cut API response times by 2x. Why do I care? I don't. You're trying to brag. This doesn't work. This whole first sentence doesn't work. This whole second sentence doesn't work. I don't know what you did. You didn't tell me. Then we have built semantic search. Why is that important? I don't know. I don't care. This doesn't count. Using a vector to retrieval to this means nothing. I don't know what you did this. Again, like, each bullet point needs a minimum of 3 keywords, a maximum of 6, but I need to understand it, right? Delivered full stack features for a high availability distributed logics platform. Okay, so far so good. Using Java, comma, not slash, comma, Spring Boot, React. This is a hot dog. In fact, do I care about React? React is extra credit. Let me be clear. React can be extra credit. Some of them might want it as extra credit. So React, PostgreSQL, and I don't care about this in AWS. On a program generating, I don't care about how much it generated. I don't care how much it generated because you didn't generate the money. This could be a product where you change the color of the website from blue to red. This could be a product that you built from the back end, but I don't know what you did. You cannot give me money symbols. You are not in sales. I do not care your financial numbers on this. The only number I ever want is the amount of users that used your AI infrastructure concurrently. And that is it. That is the only number I want, not counting your dates of employment. But this is nothing. I truly do not know what you did. You have spent 4 bullet points telling me that you did nothing. And then you finally go here and have the actual keywords that I want, and then you ruin it by delivering a full stack for high logistics platform using an AWS to what? To what? What did your program do? Was it SaaS? I don't know. You didn't tell me. What was the industry for it? I have no idea. You didn't tell me. Did you do any of the AI? I don't know. You did not tell me. Which is why this resume does not work, is because I have no idea what you did. And if we don't know what you do, including the hiring manager, they don't move you forward. So I'm going to need you to take this and I'm going to need you to delete it because I don't think there's anything salvageable here except maybe the first half of this sentence. But I want to know what this was for. What was the business reasons? Look, I get it. At the end of the day, the only thing that matters is can you make money or save money? But you are in this deep technical stuff. This is the make money, save money. This is what you said on how technical. I need you to meet me here. I need it to be here. Not here, not here, here. I want it to be very high level about the reason you did what you did. Because I don't know. All I know is that you... Actually, I have no idea what you've done. I literally have no idea. Normally, I reduced my tech knowledge for these resumes to show what a recruiter who doesn't know a ton of tech would look like. I truly do not know what you did here. This is Lee's 15 years of experience not understanding what you did. I assume it was something involving AI with the semantic search, but that's a total shot in the dark. Because I have no idea what you did. Not a single clue. You know what? No, maybe down here is something involving. Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea what you did. I don't have a single clue. This is incomprehensible to a layman. The formatting is off, and the bullet points are bad. You need to remake this in this formatting and stop trying to brag. Your brags make it worse. In the interview, you can say that you saved people's time and relevancy. But again, this number doesn't matter. I don't. Also, like, 2,500 daily users is nothing for a big company like Fang. Fang doesn't care about that. Theirs is in the millions. Why would they care about 2,500? You, if anything, with that number sort of showed that you're not qualified, which is mainly why you don't want to put those numbers, is if it can be assumed, they're going to assume the worst. So this needs to be redone with qualifications that actually make sense and these things so that you can actually get a Fang interview. Next resume. All right, this is a full stack software engineer. This person is, we don't know their ratio, but they are looking specifically in the South Florida area, which not an area I'm familiar with. Let's be clear. I'm in Southern California. But I did take a look at the volume of jobs they had, and there were not a lot of jobs. So this person should actually be getting a 1 in 3 because their competition is lower, and just in the area, that's how many jobs there are. A 1 in 7 does imply that you can at least find 50 jobs a week. And if they're only going in South Florida, they probably won't be able to. So we already know what we need. We don't know if this resume is good or garbage, but let's find out if it is or not. So 20 seconds is on the clock. And go. Okay, where's your degree? Okay, good. Down there. None of this matters. All right. Build and maintain a production web application using most things that I don't care about. Hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog, hot dog. Yeah, that's okay. Time. Yeah, I understand why you're getting rejected. This is there's nothing here. Like you say down here, right? This is the thing that bugs me the most is when people even have these like skill sections down here. Is this is most of the stuff that I'm looking for, right? HTML. Not looking for HTML5. I'm just looking for HTML. I'm not looking for Tailwind. I'm just looking for HTML. But like they don't put it here, and this is part of the problem. Is I can't use anything here. Nothing in this exists for the sake of your resume. Then your education should be here, which that's education. There we go. Education should be there, which again, you graduated with a BS in computer science. It's fine. You may want to put status graduated instead of when you graduated. But then these bullet points are truly awful. Like build and maintain a production web application for 3 client teams using Node.js, Hot Dog in this case, Express, Hot Dog, Vue, Hot Dog, and MongoDB. Completely hot dogs. Is there anything I need in there? No, this is not what I'm looking for. You should have a good ratio. You've been doing this for 5 years. And then here, shipped a RESTful API. Okay, that's something I'm looking for. Don't care about MongoDB, integrating using Stripe. Don't care. Not only do I not care about those hot dogs, I need to know why you did it. Why did you ship a RESTful API? Why was it important that it did that? What was the benefit to the business? And I don't know, you didn't tell me. Then this has absolutely nothing in it. This right here. This has nothing in it. And then partnering with stakeholders is nice, but like that's extra credit. You know what I don't see in this entire job? I don't see your degree, which they could have missed. I don't see TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS. But Lee, X implies. Nothing implies anything. If it's implied in your resume, it's implied you don't have it. So there is no TypeScript, no JavaScript, no HTML, no CSS. There is REST APIs, which I have. There is no SQL. But Lee, MongoDB, nope, doesn't count. You need to state it directly. There is no cloud. There is no backend. There is no React. There is React Native. There is no Git. There is no CI/CD. There is no Agile. There is no DevOps. There is no extra credit for AI tools and number of users if you built the infrastructure. There's just nothing here. The reason you're getting rejected is they see this resume, and they are seeing it. Let me be clear. This is, they will see you. Right? Like there is barely anybody applying in Southern Florida for these on-site roles. They see you and then they look at this resume and they go, okay, this is not full stack. So delete. This says, oh, but they say full stack. Well, they don't have the stack we need. Delete. That's why. Also, critical note here, which I just clocked, which, when you submit it to me, don't put this up here, right? Like, I do not want to personally see your email when you submit it for me to review on this channel. When I review this on this channel, do not put your phone number. But if you do not put your phone number in email on your resume when you apply, nothing else below this line matters. Like that is, in fact, like there are very few constants in creating a resume that I can tell you. There is always going to be an exception to every rule. Except if you don't put your phone number that is dialable in the country you put it in, and you do not put your email, you are going to get rejected. Nothing else matters. So that actually might be the real problem beyond this, is your phone number is available upon request. That better be just for me. Because if you send that to any other company, you say email and available phone number, they're just going to reject you offhand. They don't care. That's not something they care about at all. Like, boop, done. That you need to have your phone number dialable. If your phone number is not dialable, boop, deleted. If your email bounces, boop, deleted. We have too many people to focus and try to hunt down your email for an internal recruiter specifically. External recruiters typically do that for you to do this. So you need your phone number and email, and the rest of the resume needs to be good. Because, like, if you were hiring somebody for full stack and you needed someone with TypeScript, JavaScript, HTML, CSS, this resume would show that you don't have it. So why would you move it forward? So I need you to delete this resume. I need you to fix your formatting. But most importantly, I need you to have the actual qualifications, because right now you're submitting a blank paper, and blank papers get rejected. So that is it for this resume in this video. I just want to say thank you very much to everybody for watching, liking, commenting, subscribing, and to my members, thank you so much for your financial support. You keep this channel alive with your financial support. And if anybody wants to help keep the channel alive and get access to videos early and the past live streams, you can join so in the link below. And yeah, thank you all for joining me. I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 11 a.m. PST on twitch.tv/headlessheadhunter. So just join there, type !raffle, and I'll see you on stream, and I'll see you in the next video. Later.